BagFuel, baby.
Yeah, we're gonna take triple shots. It's BagFuel.
BagFuel Financial, you heard me?
Yes, yes, yes. I know you see a guy sitting right here in the middle. You're like, who is this white guy? I don't know.
Facts.
Maybe Silicon Valley, a crypto finagler. Who knows? But we're gonna figure it out right now. Evan.
Yeah, what's good?
I looked at your page.
Yeah.
You're talking that you make $15,000 an hour.
Yeah, well, it's possible. You know, with the right scale and the right, automations.
Automations. This sounds like very this type of language is the type of language that usually sounds like Ponzi scheme. That's how people get nervous.
Sure. Let's get into it.
How do we avoid this?
Yeah.
This sounds crazy, but I want to hear it.
I just want to educate, man. Yeah. So
Educate. Let's cook.
So in terms of automation, so like everything can be. My entire company is run from the Philippines. So you think like software engineers. Yeah, we're really getting deep into it. In terms of like automations, text messages. Every time you call in like customer service, you're not talking to someone from the States.
No. It's an American. Oh no, it's an Indian with an American fake accent.
Yeah, or Philippines or Lebanon or somewhere over there because they have the same exact skill set, $3-4 an hour instead of America, $25 an hour. So when you see these people, they're like, yo, filled out $600-700 job applications. Mm-hmm. It's because all those jobs are being replaced by artificial intelligence or virtual assistants.
Yeah, I've heard about the virtual assistant thing. So,
do you use that in your podcast at all to like cut clips up, edit, all that?
It depends on what vibe Ghost is on.
Right.
If he's out of town, he'll do it. If not, he'll do it himself because his speed and work ethic is virtually a virtual assistant.
Yeah. Like as soon as we get a podcast or we get a clip, it's sent out internationally, cut into like 7 different clips and gets posted on all platforms.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What are signs that if somebody's coming at you with some financial stuff, what are signs that they're a fraud?
Yeah.
No, that's a good question. What's a sign that it's a fraud? Asking for too much up front, asking for money up front. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it's a clear sign. It's like, yo, get out of here.
What should they be asking for?
Or if you go on their page and they've only been in business for a month or they just started, Googling their name, getting their their information. Mm-hmm. That's a good question, bro. There's a lot of red flags.
Because that's the hardest part with people who don't invest, right? So the people that you're telling all this information to is really people who don't know it.
Sure.
So it's like so the thing that we try to figure out is how can we separate the real from the fake? Because in the game that we're in, doing this television stuff, being within the music business and all the rest of that stuff, everybody comes at us about a financial scheme or invest with me or let me advise you. And it's a very scary process. How would you vet it if you was us?
So I would say for me in particular, no money is really hitting my account. It's all just me consulting on the outside. So if you come to me, you're like, yo, I want to get $100,000, you're not investing with me. I'm helping you get that bag through these institutions.
How do you get paid?
I get paid after the money's in your bank account, and that's in the contract. So let's say you get $100,000 for a real estate investment, or you want to blow up the podcast. Then I get paid on the back end. So we don't do any money up front. It's all in the back after you receive the money.
Okay.
To get funding from a bank, there's about 50 different things you can do wrong. It could be your credit score. It could be you have too many previous addresses. Maybe you bought a car in the last 2 years and you have 10 credit inquiries. Maybe you walk in and you just get the wrong banker. Right? Mm-hmm. So what we do is we consult you and advise, like, hey, we got to remove all those credit inquiries. We have to remove your previous addresses. Maybe you have a collection from, an old apartment, a light bill. It's $100. We have to remove all that stuff. And then you make that relationship with the bank.
How long does it take to remove all of that?
It depends, man. Like if it's a repo, that might be on there. If it's a bankruptcy, like people come to us like, yo, fix my credit. I need it done in a week. I'm like, yo, it took you 5 years to get that bankruptcy.
So you fix credit as well.
Yeah.
So you fix credit, and then you can also advise me on how to get money.
Exactly. So it's a 3-step drop, right? You got to fix the credit first, then you have to strengthen the credit, then you have to get the funding. So we'll go step by step. So there's really 5 components of credit. It's on-time payments, your utilization, how much of the card you've used, the age of your credit, how many credit inquiries you have, how many times they've ran your credit, which, by the way, you can remove those in 24 hours. People don't know that. And here's a crazy thing. Have you either of you bought a car in the last 2 years?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. How many inquiries did you get?
I got very good credit, so I didn't have a
But
lot of
they're
acreage.
usually shotgunning it. They run it to get the best rate at like 5 different places.
Well, I had a different situation again.
Okay.
I was fortunate because my cousin works for the car company.
Oh, beautiful.
So we came in there with the friends and family, whatever it was. So we got the cheapest price that was possible.
Right.
And my credit score was really high. They ran my credit score one time. It's really high. It's like an
Okay.
804.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go, baby.
So I didn't have to do nothing. I just walked off the lot. I didn't have to put no money down.
Yeah,
They said, yo, just throw them the key, let them roll out. So my situation is has been different, and I know about them trying to run your name and trying to get the best thing, and that'll hurt you. And then you do it, and sometimes you don't even get the car there.
Yeah.
Then you go to another car dealer, and he goes and does the same thing.
And the thing is, when you have more than 3 credit inquiries, you're deemed high risk for the next 2 years. So if you go to
Just
buy a
off of
house,
3?
yeah, if you're more than 3, and then that's how they keep you broke, because then you get the house, and then your mortgage is higher because you're high risk. So what we do is like we remove all the credit inquiries first. We make sure you don't have too many previous addresses. We get you $1 million of identity theft insurance, so you're good there. So a lot of it is just the foundation.
What's the name of your company?
LVL Group.
LVO.
Yeah, LVL.
How can they find that, though? Is it LVO?
Honestly, just go on my Instagram, BoweryBoi, BoweryBoi. Find me there.
Where does that come from? What, you down on Bowery Street? Is where the money's at?
Yep. Yeah. I lived there
Downtown?
Yeah.
Downtown's
last
where the
8
money's
years.
at.
Exactly.
Downtown's
That's where it be at. Because when I thought of Bowery, I was also thinking of gangs in New York.
Yeah. That's well, there's the Bowery Boys. That was the
Yes.
gang. And this was like 2016, where it was easy to get a domain. So there's no like underscore after it, just one name, and it's just stuck.
Why did it change after 2016?
Well, just Instagram got more popular, and it's like,
Okay,
it was
from
just
that
easier
stand-
to claim a name back then. You know.
What's something that really like eats up a person's money from a low level, mid level, and high level as yourself?
That's a great question. Low level.
Yeah, like
Just general expenses, man. Just like obviously like rent, like food, car payment, just getting by. When you get in that mid to high tier, what kills people is the debt, is the interest, which you got to watch out for.
Interest, what you mean?
So here's something that no one talks about. If you get a mortgage, 30-year mortgage at 8%, the first 10 years of that mortgage, 90% of the payments are going towards interest. You're not even paying down the mortgage.
Principal.
You're not even paying it down.
But isn't that why they say, I found this out, instead of paying your mortgage once a month, they say pay it every 2 weeks type of thing. So you pay like half 2 weeks, and then it knocks off like 7 years.
Knocks off a little bit more, but they don't tell you that.
It knocks off, I mean, you gotta learn it. But it knocks off 7 years. So most people say, okay, because your month is really 30 days.
Right.
yes.
So sometimes you're gonna get paid twice. Some months you're gonna get paid 3 times.
Right.
But the main mindset of this is don't look at your mortgage as a monthly payment. You look at it as a bi-weekly payment every time you get paid. So if your mortgage is $6,000 for the month, if you get paid bi-weekly, you would want to pay that and then pay the $3,000 again, right? And then pay the $3,000 again the next 2 weeks.
Right.
So technically, sometimes you're fitting in 3 payments, but you're paying it bi-weekly, and it knocks off 7 years off your payments. So your 30-year mortgage would now be 23 years just by paying it bi-weekly as you get your paycheck.
So wouldn't it?
Damn, he does have an 810 credit score.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
bar.
but my
I didn't
thing
know
is,
that,
right,
bro.
we've heard conflicting ideologies.
Sure.
Some people say it's better to have the house on credit, build up your credit, incur a little bit of debt, pay it off weekly, bi-weekly. Whereas other people are like, if that's the case and it takes 7 to 8 years to get past the interest to pay the principal, why not just knock off as much as you can or buy it outright, if possible?
A lot of people don't have that luxury. I'll
Yes.
give you a third option though. This is how I've bought a few houses, and this is what people don't really talk about. Is okay. So you obviously pre-COVID interest rates 3-4%. Right?
Yes.
Now they're 7-8%. You go to buy a house, you can assume someone's mortgage. So let's say, because it's kind of hard to explain. I didn't get it. I didn't fully understand it until I did it myself with a transaction. Someone has a house, they want to sell it for $200,000. They have a mortgage in place for 3% that they got in 2010. When they sell the house, why give up that mortgage? Why not just assume the mortgage they have and take over the payments? So instead of getting a new mortgage at 8%, which is the going rate, you take
assume
over
the old mortgage.
Right.
So how do you pay them?
You just
Pay
pay.
them, you just give them
You just pay the bank
payment.
directly. The bank
Oh.
doesn't care as long as they're getting their payments every
No, but I'm
month.
saying, okay, so say I'm selling it. How am I getting my profit?
I got you. So if you're selling it and you're selling for 200, let's say there's 150 on the mortgage. I just give you the 50,000 and take over the mortgage of 150.
Okay.
And then you just make the payments to the
Oh,
bank.
so I am getting 50 grand up
Yeah,
front. So
yeah, yeah.
basically, instead of putting the down payment to the new mortgage, you're
just
giving
not
me,
getting a
you're
new
just giving me,
mortgage.
you're just basically going to give me the down payment,
Right.
and I'm gonna let you assume my mortgage.
And which is at 3% instead of 8.
Instead of 8%.
And remember we just talked about, it's that first 10 years of just paying the interest. You just burned through that, so you're only paying down the principal.
Sure.
But if you're, help me understand this, right?
Yeah. That's a lot of
No,
information.
it makes
Yeah.
sense actually. But if you're doing it that way,
Right.
does that build up the previous person's credit, or is it going to help you?
That's a good question. It
You know we on point. we
Yeah,
got
yeah,
three
yeah,
good
yeah,
questions on the
yeah.
financial guy.
Because my
No,
pops,
you're right,
my
right.
pops is more like him, like
Yeah.
with the money and understanding. He went through that. He worked for an insurance company.
So this is what I would do,
Yes.
bro. So it probably would report to the previous tenant. They would report on their mortgage. This is what you can do though. And this is what I do.
Because I'm thinking of ideas now.
Right. So you can actually, and I rent on the Bowery. I've been there for 8 years. You
Yes.
can report all your rent. So you can just write a lease that you're leasing from the seller, and then put that on your credit. So although you're not getting the mortgage, you're at least getting
The credit.
the credit for renting every single month, even though it's your mortgage
Is that
payment.
legal?
That's illegal.
Okay.
That's illegal.
What made you decide to do? You're basically marketing yourself right now.
Right.
Why did you choose to take this route if you already making tons of money?
Well, there's 4. That's a great question. There's 4, components to any business, right? Look at this restaurant. There's advertising and marketing. There's the setting. There's the selling, and then there's the fulfillment. I'll break it down. So advertising and marketing is, hey, come into this restaurant. Come into this restaurant. The setting is like the cute girl and the cute person in the front. Hey, sit at this table, inside or outside. The closer is the waitress. Hey, do you want? You're getting upsold. Do you want a margarita? Do you want steak? Whatever. And the fulfillment is the cook. So I have everything else burning, I have everything going right now. I just am getting more advertising, more eyeballs to what I'm doing. Or very simple. Marketing is asking the girl out. Branding is the girl saying yes. So I just need to ask more girls out.
Is it the car? Is it the car, the branding?
The car is also the branding too.
The car, the credit card. You
Yeah.
got to pull out the good credit card.
Yes.
You know what's so funny, man? I'll show you what I got. No, I don't. No, I'm quite the opposite. You'll
Pull out the debit card.
No, some of these. No, never the debit card. Never use a debit card.
Why?
Because if someone steals your debit card and they swipe it and it's fraudulent, that money's gone. But with credit, you can dispute it. You're like, yo, that's fraudulent. I have the ugliest credit cards you've ever seen. I don't care about that. I just go for the perks.
Yeah, same thing he said too.
Yeah,
The
look
perks
at
is
this
amazing.
plastic card from Pinnacle. I've never been there. I got another one. I do have the Amex, but I never use this. That's the thing. I never touch that. There's no point.
Hey, Evan, you can swipe with us, man.
I got points on mine. I'll be using mine.
Look at this one. This is the. I think this is the. I'm
What's
not.
that? Peak? Oh, about
National Bank of Kansas City. I've never even been there.
How do you
but again,
find it? What's your process of finding these banks, and why are you choosing those? Just because of the perks?
the perks. I mean, like, look, I'm seeing my girl. I'm flying out to Houston tomorrow, and I'm not paying for the flight at all. The hotel's paid for, and it's all because these ugly credit cards. So it's just online forums and research. Like, sure, the Amex, it's pretty. Like it doesn't do anything for me, so I don't touch it. I don't touch it.
I'm pretty sure they're upset. Like, swipe the mother effing card. I've been swiping, man. We want to see.
Yeah.
In culture, right? We are influenced by people that come before us that helps us get into our business.
Sure.
In the financial world, who are the people that are top tier that you're like, this is who I want to be like, or this is who I'm hunting to be like, or knocking them off their pedestal?
Nah, to give flowers. My guy Vladimir, at one time I had a 650 credit. I needed to refinance. I had my back against the wall. I'm like, I need to get out of this situation. I DM'd 10 people. I think Vladimir was the first guy to answer me. I paid him 2 racks. I got put in his group chat. I'm the only white guy in there, and he taught me everything about credit. And now, we've worked together on a lot of different deals. He helped me fix my credit. He helped me start the funding company. He has I was at his charity event last week playing basketball in Long Island. So, I mean,
No, you was in the Hamptons.
nah.
Oh, because
nah.
when you say Long Island, I'm like,
Nah, I've never even been to the Hamptons, bro. Yeah, I don't give a shit about that. They've been so rich for so long, you know, I can't relate with them.
Where you from?
I'm from upstate New York, but I've lived in New York for the last 10
like
years.
what part of upstate?
Like 2.5 hours, 3 hours, Hudson.
Oh,
What do you guys know upstate?
I know
He know
Plattsburgh, Newburgh, New Paltz, Syracuse.
You just partied up there. That's all the colleges. That's all the party towns.
Plattsburgh, they speak a little bit of French up there because
Yeah,
it's
the
close to
Canadian.
Montreal.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Albany,
Albany, a
a lot of do-rags.
Oh, stay out of Albany.
Oh, it's one of the worst places I've ever
Albany.
fucking.
I grew up like 20 minutes from there.
Oh yeah.
But growing up, I thought that was like the same as New York. I had no idea.
Syracuse was my favorite. Buffalo, I enjoyed going.
What were you doing up there? What?
I used to work for a travel company.
Okay.
That had perks, and I went there and then we did
Bad. Yeah.
vagrant shit.
Yeah.
That's it.
I see you with a nail polish on your nails.
Yeah, I'll break that down.
Are you worried about the older generation judging you for stuff like that instead of listening to your advice? Because can't you make money off of them as well?
Here's the thing, and they do judge me, but I don't give a fuck. Because I'm so, the information I have is so valuable that if they don't like me, they don't fuck with me, go away. You know, I don't care. You know, it's a good, like, repellent. And it has meaning behind it. One of my best friends, he was always wearing this color. His dad at a University of North Carolina, Tar Heels, like, clothing store. His name's Chris Chelani. About 11 months ago, he was opening his dad's store. Like, the next generation taking it over. We're always talking about it. The morning of their grand opening, he and his dad got into a 2-car accident, died on impact. Never got to open the store. And so I started off with 10 for Chris, all the light blue, just for Chris. And then my girl wanted one. My mom was like, yo, let me get one. I'm like, all right, bet.
So certain parts of your fingers is for.
Yeah, well, everything would start with Chris, and then like my girl wanted a green, my mom wanted pink.
What's the significance on the green?
Oh, it's her favorite color. Nothing deep.
And then the pink is just.
Just my mom. Because if I got a tattoo, she'd kill me, you know.
She like money.
Yeah,
Girlfriend like money. That's why she said put the green one. It's a subliminal.
it really is.
Gotta understand.
But at the same time, like when I post something on social and I see the amount of comments, like nice nails, you know, every single time.
Nah, they're gonna
then,
go crazy.
Yeah, and then it blows up the post, so it's like now it's just me. I can't stop.
What gives you a thrill, man? Like, how is there when the money's coming in, or you have an agenda or something you want to purchase? Like, what gives Evan the thrill to compete?
Yeah. Oh man, the thrill. I don't know. If you're not passing someone, you're being passed. You know, just like grinding, waking up every single morning, and like getting those big approvals for clients, getting someone like $75,000 to blow up their car fleet, or getting them $100,000, or even removing inquiries, or removing like late collections. Because like when I had collections on my report, when I had inquiries, I thought that was just my life, and I was very what's the word? I was very shameful about my credit for a long time. I didn't realize it could be fixed, and then I fixed it. I'm like, oh, this is incredible, because you have all these rights that you can leverage for your credit report. Oh man, that's a good question. What gets you going? When something goes viral, or?
Nah. Let me go through it because I got to be very careful.
Why? It's your show, bro.
No. There's shit I say goes crazy.
You gotta be careful. Don't ask him why.
Yeah, I gotta be careful. I just think there are people that counted me out, counted us out. So it's a fuck you to them. This is no particular order.
Do you have a list?
No.
Do you have a list?
No, I remember.
Yeah.
I definitely remember.
And what kind of people are these?
Some are good
people you grew up with, teachers.
Those people are relevant.
Yeah.
But also too, there's a lot of people. A lot is expected of me, aside from everybody else.
Right.
So then, there's a duty to execute based on their expectations. You got to reward people's expectations of you.
It's almost both sides, like the people you love, like your family, all that stuff, and the people that like, I want to, run it up on these people. So it's sort of both sides of the coin.
Also, this life thing is hard, man, and we only get but so much time. And there comes a point, it's like, are we gonna deliver to make sure we live in a really opulent way?
Right.
And I don't mean like extremely fabulous, but just to be able to say, all right, boom, we got an idea, we can open up a restaurant. Oh, something happens. It's because it can. I remember during the Clinton era, this is before your time.
Damn, OG.
Yeah, everyone had disposable cash.
Yeah.
You could ask somebody, yo, let me hold 5,000, and it wasn't even a thought, and they would say, I'll pay you back in 2 weeks. Now it's like,
That's gone. Yeah.
Can I get 500? You start looking at your phone when you paying it back. Like,
You know you're not seeing that money again, though. I've learned that lesson.
you're not seeing that.
Yeah.
If they need to borrow it, that means they don't have it.
Right. It's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to start making money after Vladimir showed you?
Probably 6 months. 6 months to really understand the game and and honestly just to be confident enough to ask for money to be able to earn that dollar. I wasn't even confident enough to ask. I just did all, I did my girlfriend's credit for free, got her funding, helped a few of my homeboys.
Oh,
and then actually, you know what it was, bro?
Got up?
Yeah. Yeah, we're a team, bro. We're a team.
I think
No, it really is, man. It really is.
I bet I got you. I charge everybody $5,000 for this, but I'm gonna do it for you for free, just cause you're you, boo.
No, and I think she had like a collection from an ex-boyfriend, so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna fry that. That's for sure. But yeah, I'm like, I need that off. I can't have that on your report. You cannot date me if you don't have a 700 credit.
Really?
Yeah, no.
God, that sounds really legitimate what you just said.
I'll tell you what really kicked it off is, so my background is real estate. I had a guy who owed me about 40 racks off a real estate deal, and it's a classic. I don't have the money. I'll get it to you whenever. And I'm like, I could just get this guy funding, and I did some psychology. I'm like, okay, if you had the money, you would get it for me. And he was like, yeah. I'm like, all right, we're gonna get you this 40 grand. I got him $50,000 on a business credit card, 0% for 12 months. I'm like, all right, invoice. He paid me 2 installments of $20,000 in 2 weeks. I'm like, all right, great. By having this skill, this put $40,000 in my pocket. Let's scale.
And then he gets to keep 10,000.
Yeah, he gets to keep 10,000. Yeah.
Oh, that's.
So you trusted him to give you your 40?
No,
was in control.
He already owed me 40.
Yeah, so I'm saying, but you trusted him to get his money and then to pay you.
Oh, we inked something up.
Yeah, he had a parachute.
Yeah.
Yo, one thing about white people, they got their parachute.
So you got a lawyer. So you got a lawyer that does all your paperwork, or you do it yourself?
So they write up the initial contracts.
Gotcha.
But yeah, they're not. I'm not on retainer. There's not a guy following me, But yeah, they write up all the contracts. But it's an easy thing. Like if someone doesn't pay me, which it happens. It's part of the game. Like what we do is we write it off as a collection. So that person would get a collection on their report, right? And we come from the credit repair space, so we know how to write a collection that won't come off. And then we write off that debt with the IRS. So the IRS would contact them because we charge off the debt. So, and I tell that to the people. I'm like, if you don't pay me, here are the repercussions. And then they pay.
If a person has like student loans, right?
Sure.
They got interest going through them, right?
Yeah.
But then the debt gets sold to a collection agency.
Don't pay it.
Why not?
Because exactly what you said, it got sold to a collection agency. You did not give them the right. You have to sign off on that for it to go to the collection agency. Mm-hmm. They bought that debt for, probably 10 cents on the dollar.
Gotcha.
And if you pay off that collection, it doesn't help your report at all. It just stays there. It just says, okay, now you have a paid off collection. Mm-hmm. So hire a credit repair company. It doesn't even have to be me. Hire somebody else and get that removed. I guarantee it's a fraction of the price.
So to get it removed, it wouldn't cost you any interest, or you pay somebody and
pay someone, yeah, because with a consumer taking debt, you have all the rights in the world, and if something isn't accurate or verifiable, it needs to be deleted. For example, you could be like, "Yo, I can do a 360 windmill dunk right now." I'd be like, "All right, prove it."
Prove it.
If you can't prove it, it can get deleted. Especially if it's post-COVID. Like after 2020, if it's like a recent debt with all the same laws that protected people that weren't paying their student loans, the same laws could protect that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, let's say a lot of college students go to like University of Syracuse.
Sure. Great school.
Yeah, I had great times at Syracuse University.
Did you go there or you just partied there?
No, I just visited.
Okay, I didn't go to college either.
No, I did, but I did it.
Yeah.
But let's say they're a student loan, or it's 40,000 a year.
Right.
So after 4 years, 180. Let's jump it up to 200.
Sure.
Whatever the interest shoots it up to 250. The debt gets sold to whatever agency. Let's say now the agency wants 160,000 for that, right? I'm just making fantasy numbers.
Hypothetical. Yeah.
Hypothetical. And I hire Evan.
Right.
What would be the process to getting that off the report? Why would I hire you, and what would be the reasonable number?
Right. Reason. Well, I'd have to see exactly what the debt is, and then here's another thing. Accuracy. There's 3 different bureaus that report it. So, like the reporting date. When you started becoming delinquent. What else could be on there? What type of late it needs to be. It needs to be verified by Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. And if they don't all line up exactly, there's a little bit of a wiggle room you can leverage. Be like, hey, this isn't accurate on all 3. You might be able to at least get it deleted, let's say, from one bureau. And then you can maybe a credit union only use one bureau. For example, Chase Bank, they pull from Experian. If you get that off your Experian file, at least you can get funding.
See it.
Right. They'll only stay. They're
only gonna see your experience, or I'm gonna move
right.
it there, so they'll never see it. So they might give you funding.
Exactly. And another thing, it's like, okay, if you, again, just a hypothetical, if this is, again, post 2020, that they shouldn't be reporting that as negative because you're protected with all these, government laws. So you can at least get reported as accurate. Like I had a guy, I was actually in a studio last week and I was looking at his report. I'm like, oh, like you're paying your student loans on time. He's like, I haven't made a payment on that in like 7 years. And it's reporting as accurate because of these laws, because of all the student loan laws. So that's how even if you're not making payments, that's how it should be reporting right now.
If you didn't know none of this information right now, what's the first place that you would go to start learning about it?
So YouTube University, don't pay anybody. Joel Embiid learned how to play basketball on YouTube. Learn how to shoot a free throw on YouTube. The information's out there. Don't pay me. Don't pay someone else.
How do you search the information?
You go on Google, 100 dispute letters for college delinquency, and they're going to cite all these unique laws that you can cite that you send into the CFPB, which is the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, and they have 35 days to respond.
So there's a lot of reading involved.
Right. So you can.
A lot of y'all just got knocked out.
Yeah, they got knocked out.
A lot of y'all just got knocked out of the information.
Knocked out 85%.
Highway, because you got to read.
Well, a lot of our clients are currently incarcerated, and they're like, "Hey, I'm building this now, so when I'm out, I can make moves."
Dr. Santino, the real money experience.
Wise Money Academy.
Santino was locked up. He beat a 22-year charge. He was locked up for almost 5 years. But in his 5 years, he learned about trading and doing all of these different things. And he's out here, and he's become a real success story out here. But when he came on the show, we was like, yo, I think you only had time to read and learn this stuff because you had to sit down in jail.
Right, you had to lock in,
And then a lot of black people, we're always moving and shaking.
Sure, yeah.
We don't have the same advantages of other people to sit down and be able to take a moment or even take 2 months and read. You know what I'm saying? To say, this is what I'm definitely gonna do because they gotta then go out and go make money. Taking the time to learn this stuff is a sacrifice. Like you said, it takes 6 months. So a lot of people who don't have money, 6 months seems like an insurmountable task to say, I can't work for I gotta learn this for 6 months and I gotta take a hit with my finances.
Yeah, that's what 50 said. He's like, depression is a luxury. He's like, I don't even have time to think about that. I gotta make bread right now. I gotta survive, which I get.
How does the upcoming election affect how you're gonna maneuver?
That's a great question, man. I mean, look, like both sides of the coin. So a lot of Democratic policies I've seen want to eliminate credit card points and things like that. Like they want to get the airport, Clear?
Yes.
They want to get rid of Clear. I don't know why that is. That's like on their agenda. On this side, on the Republican side, obviously Trump's a real estate guy. He's not directly connected to the Federal Reserve, but I would think he would be gunning to get interest rates down.
Yeah.
Which means more lending. So
that helps you out more?
I would think so. I'm not Nostradamus, but I would think that side of the ticket would benefit more lending and more business activity.
Yeah, because I used to watch a lot of documentaries and how Andrew Carnegie, Rockefeller, and J.P. Morgan were always concerned about who would be the president based on their businesses and how they maneuver. And of course, you know, they broke down all the Rockefeller companies down.
Well, Rockefeller created education. He funded.
He created a work week, the 40-hour work week.
And he funded the General Board of Education in like 1912. He threw them $30 million. That's why everyone's in a row with an authoritarian figure in the front.
Yes.
That's why you can't collaborate at all. You know, he knew what he was doing. So when you go to school, then you would work at a factory, setting it up. He's a smart guy.
Where do you get most of your clients from?
Honestly, word of mouth. You know, like I get someone funding. Oh wow, this is a real thing. They send 5 more. You know, like for example, we have this guy right now, Basil. He has a car rental business in Miami. We got him like $100,000 that he used, I think, on two or three different cars. And then now he has clients that go, I want to buy some cars. We get them the funding. They invest in his company, and then they buy 3 to 5 cars for their fleet. So, a lot of word of mouth, a lot of Instagram. You know, it's just like, crack.
So people
crack
trust you. So people trust you when they find you on Instagram.
Yeah, when they see the results, and a lot of times it comes from somebody else, and it's not any money up front. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, hey, like as soon as we onboard someone, we want to build trust as soon as possible, right? Because it's not, you go for a mortgage, you're not going to get it overnight. First, we remove all their credit inquiries. They get a text. Hey, we just removed all your credit inquiries on Experian, Transient, and Equifax.
And they don't pay you yet.
No. So we remove that first.
But you have a contract with them to get paid.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Correct. So, and we have to do that anyway. If you go in for funding and you have more than 5 inquiries, you're going to get an automatic denial. Because you honestly, you look thirsty. It looks like you've been running all over town trying to get money from different people. So we remove all those inquiries so it looks like you have a fresh file. Then you're connected to my relationship manager. If you don't have an LLC, you don't form one, okay? We help you buy an aged LLC. Because if you form a brand new LLC, the banks will be like, yo, you started yesterday. We're not going to give you money. But if you have an aged LLC that's 2 years old, they're like, okay, you've been around the block for a little bit. They'll be a little bit more open to give you the bag.
I want you to finish this, but I want to pause right there.
Sure.
Aged LLC. Yeah. I know about it, but what's the purpose? Like, why? How are people just setting them up to sell them to somebody who needs them?
I mean, that appears to be the strategy. Because
why? I don't like it's money exchanging. Like, is there a range to purchase somebody else's company?
I don't like
this
to go
way?
too old because it gets super expensive. I try to be between like 6 months and like 2 years. If you form a brand new LLC and Inc. file, it's what, $275, $300? Mm-hmm. If you buy an age one, it's like $700. So I think, to answer your question, there's a person buying 100 and then they're making that spread.
But that's cheap. $700 about age one.
Right.
That's a nice that's a BS investment. That's only $500 more.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
And then you buy that, and then what we do is we help you, or we form the EIN for you, so you're not inheriting. Let's say someone.
So you have a new EIN.
You have a new EIN.
With an aged LLC?
Right.
Jesus Christ.
So it's not connected to the previous person. But you wouldn't know that stuff unless you.
We knowing it now.
Yeah,
no shit. We know we wouldn't know that shit.
I was like, new EIN, shit. The way
that new
on
EIN
Instagram.
LLC, that's wild.
Yeah.
Any celebrities you looking to work with or you've worked with already?
I wouldn't even be able to say. I wouldn't be able to say,
I understand what
But I'd say one of my mentors is Ryan Leslie. He's, OG in the game. He's like pivoted from, the music space to now he has Superphone and he does a lot with like finance for the youth and stuff like that. So I'd say that's someone I work with.
You worked with him before?
Yeah.
So you was around when he had that whole laptop lawsuit
I wasn't there yet, but I know the whole story, bro. I've heard it from the man himself.
So you had to fix some of that residue over? Because I heard it, without being personal.
Right. No, I didn't touch any of that. But he's more so just advising other people on on things that I don't know about. Like I'm not a professional on trading stocks and Forex and stuff like that. My thing is like, let's build the foundation here. Let's get you reporting your rent because you're paying $2,000 every month. You should have that reported on your credit. That when you go to buy a mortgage, they'll see, okay, this person has paid their rent on time for 3 years. Let's get those inquiries off so you're not a high-risk lender. Let's convert all those credit card points to pay your rent. I got I think $5,000 in credit card points that I just used towards my rent last month. But you just wouldn't know. You just wouldn't know these things. And that's how they keep you broke. And I didn't know, until I absolutely had to. I had my back against the wall. I'm like, I have to learn this shit.
What was your first check like? Because you said 6 months. You
First
didn't get
check,
no
it was
money.
nothing, bro. Like
What's nothing?
$400 just to remove someone's inquiries. He's a real estate investor. He bought a bunch of houses. He had 20 inquiries. Let me fry all those.
How did that make you feel with that $400?
Yeah, how fast did you get it too?
Oh, it's on Stripe. It's like crack, man. It's like you see that, and then direct deposit in your account. I'm like, oh, this could scale quick. I like this a lot. Yeah, it's clean, man. But I came from the real estate space, so I've been renting apartments in New York City for years. So it's a little bit of a longer process, but more of a hustle. But now I like this because it's laptop money. You're behind a computer.
Does it make more sense to rent or mortgage?
Such a tough question. Okay, here's one thing you have to realize with a lot of the real estate stuff. You have to understand who's telling you. If they're pushing a course or they're going to benefit somehow by them giving you this information, like, just think about that. Like, for example, like the Airbnb, there's a lot of people pushing Airbnb. I've been in Airbnbs. It's an okay investment, but it's a lot of work. So to answer your question, for me personally, I'd rather rent right now. I'll put it to you like this. It's a lot easier to fix a hyperlink than it is to fix a pipe. You know? Unless you're at a certain level, and real estate's great for the tax advantages. If you have 10 and you could depreciate all your assets and report $0 of income every year.
Aside from real estate, what could people who are watching you get into that be able to scale? Because a lot of times people hear real estate, they get nervous or they feel like
I wouldn't
it's daunting.
start there because it's so capital intensive. It's so much bread. You have to buy, let's say a $400,000 house. You got to put down $50,000 to get the house. You got to start with something that produces revenue every single month. I'll tell you some of the people we fund. So we funded a person last week. They transport bodily fluid. They transport blood and urine and all that literally shit. And they get paid by the insurance companies. They do very well. Car rental companies, again, capital intensive, but not as much as real estate. That's like if you have 5 to 10 to invest. You get that fleet on the road, you're making good money.
10 what?
Cars.
5 to 10 cars or 5 to 10,000. You buy a couple cars. What else could you do? Any types of consulting or marketing, because again, that's not super capital intensive. A lot of consulting is just telling people, like you guys could do it.
I do consulting. I just did a consultation on Friday.
Right, exactly, and a lot of it is just giving people permission. Hey, it's okay to do this.
So if I do consultations,
Right.
how can I turn that into money?
I mean, they should be paying you for
No,
your time.
I'm saying,
what
but
type
no-
of consulting are you doing?
No, they are paying me.
Yeah,
They're paying me
as they should.
No, they are paying me, but you said, there are companies that you can, I think you're saying maybe leverage the money that you're making. Maybe I misunderstood because I'm saying like, would I have to then start a consulting company and then say, buy me an old one?
LLC,
Is that what I could do and show I'm making money from these consultations? Buy me an age joint, get me some more funding to do my consultations. Maybe I want to go buy a brick and mortar and do them in there.
That would be a way to do it because the bank would see consistent cash flow you have coming in. What do you consult on? What do you tell people?
Everything entertainment.
Yeah.
So it's business, how to start your record label, how to maintain your company.
Right.
I told him about budgets. If you want to be a manager, how to manage, what you need to do, what's the first step.
Oh, you gotta add that funding stream, bro. You gotta teach. You have the 812 credit already. You gotta be.
But I don't get into the money and because in this industry it gets a little funny.
Yeah.
When you start,
I've heard.
So I don't get into the whole money side of it, but that's what I tell them to do for themselves. So it goes across where if you want to do voiceovers, I even teach them how to build relationships.
Right.
If you want to build relationships in the music business, this is where you go. This is the season when you go. This is what you do. This is why you're going. So every aspect, if you want to be a producer, how I would recommend you getting on, how to start your team, how to realize if your beats is good or not, who you need to mix and merge with to get yourself out there.
Right.
What type of manager that you would be looking for. Stay with your manager, how to choose it. It's so many different things. I just did one here and it went from 1 o'clock to 4:30.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? It was supposed to be from 1 to 3, but it's just it's so much time and so
It's
many
such a
things
competitive
that
business
you want
too.
them to leave with.
What do you mean competitive?
There's so many people vying for such a small amount of spots. Like my cousin's an artist in LA, and I just hear the stories from her. It's like, what my thing is, I want to avoid competition. I want to do things that other people aren't doing. That's why, like, I have an inquiry removal business. You don't know anybody who does just inquiry removal.
No, not
You know, you can't think of a single person.
No.
But guess what? That if I do it, they'll know someone. It's like, okay, like for example, a common mistake everyone gets. So many young people, 21, 22, they're like, I want to make money. I want to be a real estate agent. Like, I don't think that's the right wave, because guess what? You know 10 other real estate agents. You know, and then you look at the way that money gets split up so many different ways. It's not the most viable thing. So back to your question, I'd say if you're wanting to start a business, avoid competition. It sounds, obvious, but like do something like inquiry removal or transporting bodily fluids or consulting, a specific niche. You sat down with that guy for 3 hours. He probably has other people that could use the same consulting.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So just
That's how I get them too.
right.
I mean, it works the same way with that. Like, yo, he really helped me out, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying?
I would also say just like another metaphor is like so many people are going for gold. Sell them the picks. Sell them sell them the shovels.
Tell them the buckets.
Right. So many people are doing stuff with marijuana right now. Sell the irrigation systems. Like, be supplementary to somebody else's dream. That's what I do. Someone's like, hey, I want to open an ice cream shop.
Get you money.
Great. Here's the money. I'm just helping to make it happen.
Be helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, be helpful. Yeah.
So many people are afraid. They feel like if they helping a person, like what Essel said earlier, how are you gonna trust that somebody's gonna do right by you when you're putting all that help into them?
It's abundance. You look my most recent Instagram video. I literally gave a 60-second overview of how to get $100,000 without me. There's more than enough money.
Why would you do that?
Because no one's gonna do it. No one's gonna do it.
Yep.
Yeah, they're gonna fuck something up. They'll do something wrong. There's a method to it, but you can't. It needs to be a blend of education and entertainment. If you go too education, people are gonna fall asleep.
Yeah,
you go too entertainment, you can't monetize that audience. So you got to do a blend. Like for example, I do street interviews, asking girls like, what's a financial red flag in a partner? It's not just like how many bodies do you have.
I mean, I get, but what's their normal answer?
What's a financial red flag in a partner if he doesn't pay for the first date?
Oh my.
Too much credit card debt. Living with his parents, just shit like that. Shit like that.
Have you done that from the opposite spectrum, asking men? What's a financial red
I
flag?
really haven't, man. But
No, let's pause right there.
people don't want to see the
No,
dudes.
let's pause right there. That's the problem, bro. And every time there's always test marketing, it's always test marketing for women.
Right.
Dudes never get the break, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like you said, the boyfriend, I'm getting that shit off. Now, if the dude come in and say, that's my girlfriend there, I'm gonna see what I can do for you, playboy.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying?
That would be a hell play, Evan, to sit there, probably go to San Diego or somewhere like that. And
Bunch of dudes.
No, because in our community, in the
Right.
black community, the women are making more money than the men.
Really?
Yes.
In what space?
All the spaces.
Elaborate on that.
The black women are making more money than the black men right now.
I gotta talk to my girl then.
Talk to
my girl.
No. And this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So the financial red flag, you would say, I want to ask the man now. Because you was asking the woman before,
Right.
so now the man needs a woman that's making a couple dollars too.
Yeah.
So if the girl comes to the date and you go out with her on 3-4 dates and she's never paying, she's basically out of here.
yeah, that's a red flag.
That's a red flag. She never want to dig in her pocket. She never want to say, I got some bud for you.
And then
nothing.
her behavior is always withdrawal instead of depositing.
Yeah.
Like, when you're in a relationship, you gotta spend money. It's just what it is. But then it just always seems like shit is going on.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, take a break for a moment. Let's chill. It's not being cheap. It's like, let me see something. It's always
Withdrawal.
coming out. Withdrawal.
Withdrawal. Yeah.
That's a financial red flag. Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, and it's not on she's a gold digger. She might not even realize it's going on.
Right.
And you be like,
Nah,
do that.
Nah, Ev, you gotta change your show, bro. You got,
I mean,
you got to change your show, bro.
it's not too bad.
You got to go.
I do got to interview. I just thought not as many people would watch it. It was too.
No, they
dudes.
gonna watch.
Yeah.
They gonna watch.
No, you got to ask some dudes. You
I get
said,
yeah.
nah.
It's all
We didn't-
girls. If you
we
look,
didn't
it's
say-
all white
Yeah,
chicks.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's all white chicks.
That's what's usually out.
He said it's all girls. It's all white chicks. Come on, Ev.
No,
we
you see,
gotta
there's-
get some
there's a
black
blend.
girls up there.
Some
Get
Pakistani.
some dudes
Oh,
up there.
yeah.
Come on, Ev. Come on.
It'd be. Look,
It's not all white girls. If
No,
you
no,
look at
I just
content-
gave you a red
Yeah,
flag
that's
from
not
my perspective.
Right.
He has one, and he has one.
Yeah. We
yeah.
got red flags in here, bro.
Boy, how I said it
Fortunately,
ain't
I'm
gonna
not
be the
dating, so
same
it's all
thing.
good.
Bro,
What's
that
your
man-
red flag,
That
Deez?
man over there, his brother got mad red flags.
Oh, no, he's an animal.
We can't even bring him on camera because he'll never
I can
stop
see him
talking.
nodding. I think he knows finance. He knows a lot of.
Oh, no, he
finance
does.
over there.
He got
Yeah.
the same credit cards you
Yeah,
got,
yeah,
too.
yeah.
He goes to Colombia and pays nothing.
Oh, passport, bro.
Yeah.
Got him.
So, all right.
Yeah.
This is my last question.
Yeah.
Sure. Good questions. though.
What's the money commandment that you live by? That's what we do. Meaning, what do you do to make sure you have money money for a long time, forever in your pocket?
Yeah, I mean, one general rule that everyone can follow is if you can't buy it twice, you can't afford it. You know, if you're really scraping by to get something just to flex on people you don't even like, don't do that. You know, that's pretty basic. I mean, what are your rules? What do you guys follow?
I live way below my means.
Same.
That's what I do.
Same.
If I can keep my bills at a good level, then I don't have to really be struggling. Like when
It's not worth it.
When my money gets low, it's because I'm helping everybody.
Right.
You know what's crazy?
What?
It's the opposite for me. When I'm helping people a little bit that I'm cool with, then the money comes in.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
help out strangers or whatever, but
Yeah.
but he has a big heart and he's not gonna let nobody fall on their neck.
Right.
So it's a little his help and my help is a way different. You understand? Let me be clear on that. I cut him off.
I kind of go in the debt with it, but
Yeah.
but as far
But I think
as
that
far-
can be good if it's not out of control. Like the feeling I get is like, all right, if I invested, let's say I put out a bunch of podcasts and I make money from it from customers, and then I'm up and then I reinvest. You almost want to get to the level where you're a little uncomfortable. You're
sound like
right
Mr.
down,
Beast.
and then you start grinding again. Well, Mr. Beast isn't too popular right now. I don't know if you.
How come?
What he
You guys see the headlines, everything going on?
Hold on.
No, this is Mr. B's #1 fan. He ain't never say nothing.
Yeah. Oh, I've just been seeing the headlines. I don't even know what's going on. Someone with a trans. Yeah, I don't even.
Oh, okay.
team does something wrong.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to go.
Oh, I heard
Sadly.
about that.
But fame is the best business model. He'll be fine.
Yeah, that's
He'll
true.
get canceled for like 2 weeks. Happens to me all the time, and then you'll be good.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
How can they find you?
Instagram, BoweryBoi, Evan Rugen. If you want to Google me, that's where you can find me.
You don't got no website or nothing?
Well, you go evanrugen.com,
No, ever. That's what I'm
BoweryBoi.com.
saying, because you want
Yeah,
to know
yeah.
wherever that they can find you.
Yeah.
Then get
But
your
they
clips
can't.
and
If they,
watch.
I mean, they can. I guess they could email me, but I'm the most responsive on Instagram.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not gonna drop my phone number, but
Oh, you're not gonna do a
They're
Mike
gonna
Jones?
call-
Mike Jones.
They're
Yeah.
gonna call you on Instagram, so don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, they love
That's
that
what they
too.
do right now.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, yo, they wild and they see me on the gram and they just straight calling me
I
on
don't have
Instagram.
notifications. I don't even touch that.
Yeah.
I don't even touch that.
Do you own a car? Did you get a
I don't
dream
own a car.
Do you want to get a dream car with them?
No, I don't want a car. I can just
I got a
lease
car and I hate driving car. I'm not a driver. I'm a smoker and a drinker and a partier. So
Especially
I need
New York,
I
like-
need to be driven around.
it. Yeah. I had a car during COVID. I had it for a year and a half. I had a Prius, and that got me into credit.
Yeah.
I got
Why
a
do all the motherfuckers with all the money have no car or a whack ass car?
Prius. The Prius is lit.
yeah.
now,
It was a lease. I'll tell you. I got a collection.
You
from
was
the
getting
insurance.
chicks in the Prius?
I never drove it, bro. I drove it like 3
Yeah,
times.
yeah, it's hard.
I had it for a year. Listen to this. I had it for a year, okay? And then I traded it back in, and CarMax wrote me a check for $5,000.
Yeah,
because it went up in value.
Yeah,
I'm like, take
during
this
COVID.
back. It was the first car I had in 9 years. I'm like, I hate this. Every time I'm somewhere, just go in Turo, rent a car. $200, you know?
But I will say,
Says a finance guy. Everybody can't just go rent a car for
yeah,
$200.
Tor, yeah.
Well, it's cheaper. Think about car payments.
Three rental cars is $600.
Well, think about your car payment is like $400, and insurance is another like $200. I'm only doing it once a month. Yeah, it's cheaper.
I
It's
will say
cheaper.
though, the new Prius, you can't.
The new Prius is sharp.
You can't get girls in that new
The
Prius.
Prius is
I was
sharp.
like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm telling you, even he's saying it.
Yeah. I
Russ,
saw
look.
it. Doesn't look like a Prius.
It don't look like a Prius.
A white boy can do stuff that a black man can't.
Nigga, you put rims on that new Prius, it's up.
Ain't no black man.
All right,
no
watch.
woman in
I'm
no
buying one.
Prius. Him, Evan, he can pull one in a Prius, okay?
He don't
The
know
new
what it-
Prius
He
is
has
sharp.
the right
He hasn't seen
complexion,
it. He
skin
hasn't
tone.
seen
He
it.
hasn't seen it. That's
You
how
gotta
I
see the
know.
new Prius.
You have
It's
to
sharp.
see it.
I had the old one. It was ugly.
The old one is trash.
Yeah.
The old one is trash.
Yeah.
The new one, let me see.
Have you guys seen the Cybertrucks?
Yeah.
I love them, but only being able to charge up electric, they say it take mad long to charge them joints. Come on, you can't mad long to charge the joint.
Especially in New York, it's tough.
Yeah, how you gonna do that? That's just for show. They got all the rappers buying them.
Yeah.
I bet Musk then paid them to act like they buying the truck to get all the dummies to go buy the truck.
Facts. That's what it
That's
is.
a
He
big
got
thing.
enough money to do that.
Goes back to the branding. The crazy thing about Tesla, they don't run any ads. You've never seen a Tesla ad.
Who with the expensive? You don't see Rolls Royce with an ad.
Because the
Do
Rolls
they-
Royce
does-
owners, they're not watching
Does
TV.
Rolex show ads?
No.
No. Why the fuck would they show? Ferrari ain't showing no fucking ad.
Well, that's the thing, man, about the going back to the competition, about the perfect competition. Guess who runs a lot of ads? Real estate agents. Because they have no competitive advantage. So the only way they can win is
If
their
you see
branding.
them. If you
That's
see
the
them.
only way. But a thing like Tesla or Trader Joe's, just these random places, their product is so good that they don't have to run ads.
Hey Joe, you owe us some money. Big time. Big commercial. Well, Evan, thank you for coming,
it's
my
been
dude.
dope. Thank you,
I
man.
really enjoyed you. This was better than I thought it was going to be.
I thought so. I
not
thought I was
gonna
gonna
lie.
show. Yeah, I
I'm not
know,
gonna lie,
I know,
'cause the
I know.
Financial motherfuckers, they be
I know,
boring.
I know.
They don't be hip. They don't know what's really going on.
I know,
They
I
don't
know.
have. They be like, oh, that's a good question. Let me think about that. Well, why the fuck is you here? Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I didn't want to be a slouch. I want to come out, I want to show out. So yeah.
Everything was. This was very
And
translatable.
everyone has a social security card. Everyone has a social security number. Everyone can improve their credit in some way.
That's true.
We were doing some hypotheticals. How's your credit looking?
Oh no, it's terrible. Oh, that shit.
Why
fucked
don't
up.
let's fix it? What's going on with it?
Oh yeah, I got.
Evan, he need help.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I was just there. I was at that store 2 years ago. Like I have a fucking very low 600 credit score.
Yeah.
So I was just it's
This is
fixable
the perfect
though.
thing for us to do on BagFuel. Step by step, show him fixing
Right.
your credit.
Right.
Right? Go.
Everybody
okay.
has it. Even if it's okay, maybe like again, hypothetical. You could be as bad as you just missed a bunch of payments and you went through some shit, or you turn off auto pay and you have a late payment. It's
Yeah.
any type of
What
scenario.
if you got years full of shit?
You can get it off. It's not gonna be an overnight thing because the credit bureaus have 35 days to respond, but you can get it off. Yeah, like mine took 2.5 months.
That's not bad.
Y'all better call us, man, because I know none of y'all watching this show got bad credit. Guaranteed.
.com.
BagFuel, like, subscribe, super thanks. BagFuel Financial. I think we're going to start bringing you more and more and more of this stuff because people call us to try to get on now. We kind of be denying them because they be boring. But you open up the floodgates for the financial people. Give us a call, send a DM, hit Bossy Bells. Hit me about my consultations. I'm still doing them. We're doing another pop-up shop in September. We got mad more stuff coming on this page. BagFuel Brigade, $5 only, and you'll get all this stuff before everybody else. Follow, like, subscribe, super thanks, and we out of here. BagFuel.
Shouts out to Sweet Chick.
Peace.